This week in Boomtown, Ohio's aviation industry is taking off. The $850 million bet, bringing a major aircraft factory to the Buckeye State and nearly 2,000 jobs. Plus, as Central Ohio continues to boom, affordable housing is becoming harder to find.
Affordable housing has many different definitions, but the manufactured housing community is an outlet for families.
Coming up this week in Boomtown, a deeper look into why manufactured home communities are growing across Ohio. And the competition for tomorrow's jobs is happening today. You'll see how Ohio is becoming a national leader in biotech and why this starts with your kids. Central Ohio is booming. We all see it and we all can feel it. So here's what we uncovered this week in Boomtown. Work continues on the new terminal at John Glenn Columbus International Airport, and in the next 2 years, you can get to the airport easier than ever. COTA is giving the green light for a new bus line in 2028. It'll take riders from Ohio State University and downtown Columbus to CMH. Thanks so much for joining us for This Week in Boomtown. I'm Angela Ann. Let's get to some more headlines for you this week. Ohio is cleared for takeoff and the sky's the limit. Electra is landing in Springfield with a massive $850 million aircraft factory. This is adding nearly 2,000 jobs to the market as well. And the company says it is planning to build hybrid electric planes that can carry 9 passengers. Well, help could be on the way for home buyers. Congress has passed a bipartisan housing bill, which is designed to build more homes faster. It'll also curb big investors from buying single-family homes that will help tackle Ohio's housing crunch. And a divisive development getting the green light in Worthington. Growth wins out there. After nearly 3 hours of public comment, City Council unanimously approved this controversial apartment project that will bring 250 apartment units to this one area. Well, as Intel builds big in Ohio, it is cutting jobs elsewhere. The company says layoffs are hitting its data center and AI divisions as part of a restructuring. But Intel is pressing forward with its $28 billion chip plant in New Albany. Now, we've told you how cities all across Ohio are pushing back against data centers, many of them enacting moratoriums. Well, now one company is fighting back. We're talking about Thor Equities. It has since filed a lawsuit against the city of Urbana. So here's the backstory. Last April, City Council changed its zoning law to allow data center construction. The company says it invested more than $19 million, but the city removed the zoning change after a public pushback. Well, meantime, thousands of Ohioans are making their voices heard this week, and it is changing the rules for data centers. After more than 7,000 public comments, the Ohio EPA scrapped a controversial plan that would have eased water discharge rules. 10 TV's Doug Petcash explains what all this means to you.
Amy Swank has followed data center development closely since one was built near her neighborhood several years ago.
I think the Ohio EPA made the right call to protect Ohioans. I think doing them on an individual basis is what makes sense, and a blanket permit really exposed Ohio and our citizens to risks that weren't necessary.
Back in October, the Ohio EPA first proposed a general permitting process for water discharge that would have applied to all data centers statewide. In a community notice Tuesday morning, the agency announced the individual permitting process it currently uses is the most appropriate path forward. The agency said, after carefully reviewing the significant volume of public comments received on the draft general permit for data centers, Ohio EPA has decided not to move forward with finalizing the general permit. Last week, an Ohio EPA spokesperson told 10 TV the agency was reviewing more than 7,000 public comments before making a decision.
I think it's excellent that the Ohio EPA took feedback from citizens into consideration when they're making this decision.
According to Data Center Map, Ohio is home to nearly 240 data centers, with 125 of them in central Ohio. In the wake of the Ohio EPA decision to permit data centers individually, Swank says local people will still have to keep an eye on the process.
Local communities will have to go out and find them, and then they will need to monitor that the things that are going into their local streams and waterways are in fact safe.
Now to this, a brand new housing community is coming to Richland County. Leaders from Shelby City and others officially introduced Millstone. It's a new community of manufactured homes to help handle the housing crisis. Now this was 3 months ago and really addresses something Shelby's mayor, Stephen Shagg, says is long overdue.
As we know, the need for housing is a big issue across the county. I am pleased to report that the Millstone Manufactured Home Community Project is beginning to take shape in the 3rd Ward. Infrastructure is being put in place as we speak. Plans are to provide 48 homes with the inclusion of a nice walking path and playground. And we are also working with Richland County Land Bank on the Welcome Home Ohio grant, which would provide much needed affordable housing in Shelby.
As with any boomtown, there's always the challenge of housing, affordable housing to be specific. With so many people unable to attain that American dream, many are shifting to a new solution. Joining us now to tell us more about this is D.W. Rout. He's with the Ohio Department of Commerce. Welcome to Boomtown.
Thank you for having me.
So let's first talk about this, because when we talk about manufactured homes, mobile homes, I mean, this is not the stigmatized perception of days gone by, right? Like, they're so different now.
No, that's very correct. Like all the homes today, they're all constructed to HUD standards, and they're all done in a safe, controlled environment. And that is all done before they're ever shipped out. And so they're all built with the exact same standards. That way they're safe and easy to live in.
So DW, you are the program chief for the Manufactured Home Program with the Department of Commerce. What is this shift that you're seeing when it comes to more people leaning in to manufactured homes because of this affordable housing crisis?
So we've seen a shift in the development aspect of parks throughout the state. So in the last 2 years, we've had about 15 different applications. And with these applications, I consider development to be new or expanding parks, like when you're adding lots and homes. So we've seen about 15 in the last 2 years, and that is equal to about the previous 5 years in that kind of development.
And when you say within these applications, how many manufactured homes in one application could we be talking about?
So honestly, it varies a lot. So some parks are, expanding 2-3 lots here and there, and they'll piecemeal it. But others, like this one here I've reviewed, has 50 lots, and then I've seen up to 100 at a time. So yeah, so they really vary, and we have over 111,000 lots throughout the state.
Wow.
So.
And when you talk about the number of lots and the applications you've received, just since I think you said July 2024, that number equates to the total number that the state has received in 5 years' time?
Correct.
That is a huge boom. What do you think is really driving that? Is it this more affordableness that people are looking for?
So yeah, I think you hit it right there. I think affordable housing is a national crisis. It's also an Ohio crisis. And oftentimes, manufactured housing is left out of that affordability conversation. And I think people are starting to realize that it is a safe alternative option, and it is a lot more affordable than, out there, affordable housing has many different definitions, but like the manufactured housing community is an outlet for
growing.
Families, correct.
So you're not surprised by the shift at all. Where do you see it going then?
So like for this one, as an example, this is in Shelby, Ohio.
Okay.
So the mayor and town were behind this. They were very supportive of this project. This is a 50-lot development.
I'm going to steal it from you
Yes,
because I want to look
please
at what
do.
you look at. But I see this. I know it looks like a big architect plan. I don't think our viewers at home can really see this well, but this is a lot. There's a lot in here.
There's a lot, and it's a lot of good homes, and it'll be a great community for Shelby, Ohio. So this is one of the examples I like to use because they've done everything correctly. They've gone through the entire process with me. Honestly, it took a long time because we had a lot of different hurdles to get through to get everything approved. So I look from everything from the drainage to the sewer lines, the slopes and the pipe sizes of those, the lot sizes, the park lighting, the road widths. It's all very tightly controlled and regulated through Ohio code.
It's all in here.
Yep.
So while your department may not necessarily say, yes, you can build here, you can't, you are the ones that give them that green light to say whether it's even feasible, and that in turn is kind of shaping where that boom is going.
It does, yes, and we do as well. So a lot of times I'll tell developers to reach out to local zoning authorities first, make sure you clear all of those local hurdles first, and you have clearance to build. And then once they're ready to do that, you can submit plans to me for my review.
How challenging is that, DW, when it comes to maybe a developer who says, but I want this here. I put in X million dollars, I need this here. I mean, this process, give me a timeline, like if they want it done in 6 months, but you're like, hold up, we still need utilities, we need drainage, that's going to take time.
So the timeline varies a lot, and honestly, it varies depending on the engineer more so than me. So I usually knock out a lengthy review like this within a month time, and then I'll issue a set of corrections, things that need to be updated or fixed to adhere to Ohio code. And once they have those corrections to do, I wait on them. So sometimes that takes a month, sometimes it takes, 4 or 5 months. And a lot of times, they're juggling in the private sector, different finances, they're juggling different zoning ordinances, all kinds of things that you wouldn't think about. So I'm often waiting on them to get the updates to me, and then I can approve them once all the boxes are checked.
Chicken or the egg, which one's going to come first, right?
100%.
So let's talk about this. If someone is looking into a manufactured home community, what would you say is the one thing they need to ask to make sure this is right for them?
So I always make sure that any potential residents check out the surrounding area of the community, because you want to know the community you're getting into. You want to see if it is supported by the local community. And like Shelby, Ohio, once again, great example. It's like right near the downtown area of that town. It's, the roads are very connective. So like it's walkable to different stores and stuff. So if that's important to you, I always recommend people check out the surrounding area first. And then also you want to make sure you look at your lease contract and stuff before you sign anything.
Get that lawyer to look at it first. DW, thank you so much. This is such great insight, I think, into the fact that people don't think about these different layers that will affect your life as we see the growth coming. So we appreciate you looking out for everyone's safety by doing this.
Thank you so much for having me.
Three Columbus area small businesses received grants from Jobs Ohio to help accelerate growth, starting with Simple Times Mixers. They're based in Gahanna and can now expand production for 10 other brands with a new machine. There's another grant going to Scriptel. That's a corporation that develops wireless signature capture pads. The financial boost will help the Columbus company offer more affordable options to handwrite signatures with a stylus or even biometrics. And finally, Bridge Components Industries. They build the hardware that makes bridges we drive safer. The grant money will help it buy more equipment for its Columbus operations so it can expand. And it's really gone from working in just 3 states to 18 in the last 4 years. Middle schoolers across our state are getting a new lesson on STEM learning. Take a look. This is called The Hive. It stands for Human Innovation Experience. Built by COSI and backed by Boeing, this mobile roadshow really highlights fields like aerospace manufacturing, robotics, engineering, and yes, even artificial intelligence. And The Hive has partnered with local organizations like the Ohio Life Sciences Association to really bring this unique event to more schools. So we're so glad, Eddie, to have you joining us. Eddie Pauline is the president and CEO of the nonprofit Ohio Life Sciences. Thanks for joining us on Boomtown today.
Yeah, appreciate being here. Appreciate your interest in this.
Let's talk about The Hive first, because you've been to these roadshows. Share what that excitement feels like when you see these kids.
Yeah, I think the instant reaction is energy, curiosity. It's palpable at these events. Specifically when we're talking about the life sciences, making sure students understand that this industry is all about healing patients, saving lives, and seeing how their better understanding what goes into creating medicine, getting a new product approved to save a life is a real informative experience for a lot of people.
And that's really the mission behind Ohio Life Sciences Association. For people who don't know, you say your mission is to grow that life sciences market. What do you mean by that?
So Ohio has had a relatively robust life science industry. That means we have a lot of pharmaceutical companies in the state, biotech, medtech, diagnostic companies, companies that are doing a variety of different things to impact the life of the patient. Our objective as an industry association is to ensure those companies can continue to grow here, that they don't run into barriers when it comes to certain policies that the state might be creating that will either positively or negatively impact the industry. We're also helping organizations like Jobs Ohio, supporting their efforts to recruit more life science companies to town. That's important right now because we know this industry creates good paying jobs. The starting wage is about 40% higher than all of the private sector jobs. So it's an important economic engine for the state.
And I feel like we just saw a glimpse into your future and our future with those artist drawings of the new life sciences campus that you're building in New Albany. What is that going to help support all of this that you just talked about?
Yeah, the Ohio Life Science Training Center is a 34,000 square foot facility in New Albany, and this will help ensure that new biomanufacturing companies that are coming to the state have a reliable pipeline of talent to fill the really transformational jobs that they're creating. This facility will include a simulated wet lab space, biomanufacturing space, so it'll be a place where people can come, learn about the industry, and get the required skills they need to go fill these really important jobs.
Eddie, this is a real long-term commitment, you can tell by the state. I think we have some numbers to tell people why this is such a game changer. This project in New Albany, it's backed by $30 million from Jobs Ohio. And like you said, it's going to build that biopharm manufacturing talent pipeline. But right now, there's already 18,000 people in Central Ohio in this field, many more statewide. But you're saying these numbers have already grown or continue to grow?
They're going to continue to grow. And again, this is a diverse industry. So the sectors include, again, pharma, bio, med device. This particular sector, biomanufacturing, needs a strong pipeline of talent that is comfortable working in an FDA-regulated environment. We don't have too many facilities around the region that accommodate that. So this facility fills a really important gap and has commanded a lot of financial support from some very important partners.
And when we look at this from kind of a bigger picture view of how this is going to help our state capture all those dollars, who's our biggest competitor then out there that you're seeing now saying, wait, Ohio's doing this, we need to get on board?
Yeah, I mean, I think there's been somewhat of a feeding frenzy across the country from states that want to capture their share of what has been about a $500 billion commitment from the U.S. pharmaceutical industry to manufacture medicine back in the U.S. So states have been competing to get these facilities, which in a lot of cases are $2–3 billion investments from these companies. They create 700 jobs or so apiece. Ohio's been winning in that space, but we need to ensure that we can win the next deal. Amgen is a good example. They came here, they've been able to fill the jobs that they've created, but we want to make sure we're prepared to win the next one, and that's what this facility will help us do.
And when I look at this, I get so excited because you and I both have kids kind of in that sweet spot age where in 3 to 5 short years, they might be looking for jobs instead of going to college. So where do you think this growth is going to take our next generation when it comes to that next boom?
Ohio's got all the ingredients to be a top destination for the life science industry. I think that if you look at where we're at now, there's more people working in the industry than ever, but when you look at the amount of parents that may be working at these places, that number is less than some other industries.
Wow.
So what's happening is kids are coming home, that maybe they're inspired by something they heard at school. They ask their parents, what is biotechnology? Maybe that parent doesn't know, so they pivot.
Yeah.
So this effort is really going to ensure that, again, we get more people working in the industry. They share stories about the impact that they're having on patients, to their kids back home at the dinner table, and we create a new generation of talent that's going to really push this industry forward.
Well, I'm really excited because it also speaks speaks to the diversity of Central Ohio and beyond, of what types of industry. We're not just tech, we're not just the Rust Belt. We are now all these other aspects of life and a booming town that really can cater to so many different genres.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look at the key ingredients, the educational strength, our healthcare institutions, the state government, it's a place that in a lot of ways is recession-proof, and I think that's very attractive to industry to be close to. So we're excited to continue to promote Ohio as a destination for life science organizations, and this training center is going to be a real asset when it comes to doing that successfully.
Well, congratulations to you, Eddie Pauline from Ohio Life Sciences. Maybe I'll see you at the next High Road Show. I want to go to one of those.
Absolutely, yeah. Come, you'll be energized and see what the life sciences can do for maybe even your career.
There's always a second act. All right, Eddie, thank you so much. Well, we leave you now with this boomtown story with big implications for Southeast Ohio. This video that you're looking at right now is from Chopper 10 from about a decade ago, showing fracking wells in Noble County down that way. Now, federal officials say they plan to open nearly 3,000 acres of the Wayne National Forest for oil and gas drilling in Washington and Monroe counties. Supporters say this will boost domestic energy production and bring some new jobs, but opponents warn this could harm wildlife, even water quality, and public lands. We'll let you know if the land sale goes through, which is expected to happen on September 15th. We do know growth comes with its challenges, so we want to hear from you. Send us a text, 614-460-3345. And if you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. You can always drop a question right there in the comments section as well. Thanks so much for watching This Week in Boomtown. I'm Angela Ann. We'll see you again next week.